in a white 2010 Ford EcoSport driven by an 80-year-old woman. The woman failed to yield the right-of-way at Brockway and Somerton Roads to a black 2011 GMC. One of the vehicles was forced off the road and crashed into a garage, damaging the building and a vehicle inside it. No one was home at the time. The elderly man and woman were taken to a Midland hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. However, Sturgeon suffered a cardiac episode in the hospital and died. The occupants of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries. WSGW News Time.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable. Find your local crop advisor at simplotgrowersolutions.com.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel, this is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
W News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. The Eastern Michigan Professors Union has voted to strike, which began this morning. Here's a spokesperson, Walter Kraft.
The Eastern Michigan University faculty voting overwhelmingly to authorize a strike. It's due to what they say is the administration's failure to bargain. A statement from the EMU, American Association of University Professors, says at a union meeting, members voting 91% in favor of authorizing a strike for more than 500 tenured and tenure-track faculty.
The union's call for a strike impacts one group of us more than any other of the university students. Professors are at a stalemate with the university over pay and health care. Negotiations should resume later today. A new poll shows Michigan voters are feeling motivated to vote in the upcoming November gubernatorial election. According to a new WDIV and Detroit News poll, Michigan voters have a 9.3 voter motivation score on a 10-point scale. In the poll, incumbent Governor Gretchen Whitmer continues to hold a lead against Republican opponent Tudor Dixon. Whitmer is currently estimated to win about 48% of the vote, 30 ahead of Dixon, although that can change in the next couple months. The poll also indicates that abortion and women's rights are major issues driving election motivation. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Sunny for today. Highs top out near 81 degrees. Winds north around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies, light winds. Lows drop to 54. Thursday, lots more sunshine. Winds remain light. Highs warm into the lower 80s. Thursday night, clear. Lows fall back to 57. Winds per hour. Looking ahead to Friday, sunshine remains in the forecast. Highs reach 87. Friday night, mostly clear. Lows head down to 62. And then more of the same on Saturday, sunshine with highs in the middle 80s. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 57.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show. This one for a Wednesday morning, midweek, 7th day of September. Glad to have you with us. Later on during the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to be chatting with Magen. She is the new CEO of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. The Girl Scouts will be the subject of focus coming up after the 11 o'clock news, but we're going to start this hour talking about the city of Midland. And we do that with City Manager Brad Kaye. Brad, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Art, as well. It's been a while. Good to be
It
back.
has been a while. So I guess I'll start out with asking a question of how did Midland do through the summer, even though the summer's technically not over yet? How did the city fare through the summer?
We've had a good summer. It's been certainly busy. I don't think we're quite ready to give it up yet, like many people, but we had a lot of activities, a lot of events happening all throughout the city, particularly in our downtown corridor, and people really turned out and been enjoying it. So we think it's been quite a successful one for us.
The downtown corridor, particularly with the closed streets, how has that worked out for you?
Oh, that's been awesome. So the Commons downtown had a number of events going on in the social district down there. So you're right. We blocked off 2 blocks of downtown Midland. We keep it set up so that the restaurants, the bars, the retailers can utilize those space. And we run and program music every week. Every Friday and Saturday night, we've got music. Matter of fact, that live music series is going to continue on through the end of this month. So again, we're not quite giving up the summer yet, but this is as far as we've heard and that they've reported back to us.
So what's ahead for the fall? What are the big issues facing the city of Midland this fall?
Well, issues-wise, I guess we're in decent shape. We're kind of wrapping up the events like we just talked about, so we'll continue programming and keeping people busy through at least September. We, of course, know we talk every time about the flood response, and council had to make some pretty serious decisions recently about some of the activities on that, and they've bonded out now for about close to $50 million worth of work in terms of infrastructure improvements, a footing drain program, which some people are not happy for the city. And now we've got to implement all that, make it work, and make sure that we're better protected against flood response than we have been in the past.
And how far along are we reconstructing everything that was damaged by the flood?
So for the reconstruction, we're actually in pretty good shape. So we really had 3 facilities that were pretty heavily damaged. The golf course out at Kaye Golf Course, Riverside Place, our downtown senior living facility, and then the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. And all 3 of those are back open and running. We have a little bit of work at the library only because of back order on shelving material, of all things. But those are on the infrastructure. We didn't have any serious damage to our facilities, but we did have to do some modifications, some upgrades, and that $50 million in work that I just mentioned is improvements to that system that we'll be looking at over the next 2 to 3 years.
And there was also discussion about the future of the former farmers market site down by the Tridge. Any word on what's going to happen there?
Not a whole lot. There is discussion. That's an operation that is actually taken on by the Midland Business Alliance, not by the city of Midland. We own the facility, but our Business Alliance runs the farmers market. And I know they're having conversations like the previous year. This year they've out at Dow Diamond, and it works well because it's easy, it's accessible. There's more room, more elbow room, if you will, for people to get in and enjoy it. And they're having a discussion right now on what the future of that should be. And one of the big questions, of course, is do downtown to the old structure with the limitations it has, both in terms of the parking limitations, the size limitations, the electrical connections that we can't provide in a floodplain. And my understanding is that they're working towards some decisions and directions within the next few weeks.
In terms of the structure and everything else down there, though, that's been remediated, that's taken care of?
Structure, it's okay for now, but frankly, it's failing. It's an old structure. The design of it just doesn't lend itself to repeated flooding and damage, of course. I don't think any structure does. If we are going to continue and return anything to that facility, we still have some upgrades and improvements to the structure itself that will need. It's safe for now, but no, those improvements haven't been made yet, and no decision has been made what, if anything, we'll do. Kind of hand in hand with that, of course, we're looking right in that entire area at a new, essentially a riverfront plan. What do we do with that whole riverfront area? The Downtown Development Authority is taking the lead on that. And one of the key decisions, of course, is what happens. Does the farmers market come back or not? And we're looking for that decision in order to help us move forward on the rest of the plan.
That plan is geared for when in terms of completion if it goes into effect?
Yeah, that's a great question, Art, and I don't know that I've got a good answer for you because at the moment, imagining what it could be and trying to imagine all of the different activities that we would like to see there. What do we do with the structure? All of those things are elements and components of the plan. Once we put an actual plan together and we take it through council and we share it publicly and get input on that and we adopt it, then the question will be, how do we go about implementing and what's the timeline for that? And quite frankly, we're too early in the process to even start putting a timeline to that yet. But it'll be a little ways out. It's certainly not going to happen this year or next.
Another issue facing a lot of communities are streets and roads. We look at the city of Midland outside of the downtown area. What are the streets and roads like? What kind of shape are you in?
Well, it would be highly dependent on what street you're talking about. Frankly, we've got streets on all aspects of the spectrum, right? So from recently completed rebuild in very good shape to roads that are in very rough shape and need a complete rebuild. Midland is fortunate. We've had great taxpayer support in terms of millages that come through every other year for road millages. City of Midland's operations, but Midland County Road Commission. And so we've had funds in order to be able to put into aggressive road rebuild and rehabilitation projects every summer. Again, a little bit controversial because we do mess up people's travel patterns quite often doing that. But with a short construction window, we don't have a lot of choices. So, and then the other thing is we grade sort of on a scale. There's roads that are better to be fully rebuilt, roads that if you jump in quicker and you do sort of a quick grind and fill on them, that they will extend the life of that. And so people look at it and go, well, my road's worse than one that was just rebuilt. Why is that? And the reason is it's everybody getting the best bang for their buck, even though the person living on that street doesn't always appreciate or understand that.
And there is a lead time to fix those streets, isn't there? I mean, you don't just wake up in the morning and send out a crew and say, fix the road. It takes a lot of planning, doesn't it?
It certainly does. We have every year we update what's called a and it's a 6-year forecast, not only the current year, but the 5 coming years ahead of us to say these are the plans and the roads and the water and all the sewer lines, et cetera, that we anticipate working on year by year over the next 6 years. And those aren't set in stone, but we do try to follow them and we do try to project as well as we can into the future with them. But we're looking, like I said, at least 6 years into the future on that. And then as we come around each year in budget, it's a question of how much money do we have and how many of those can we physically take on. Then there's the design process that starts actually right about now for next year's projects. The budgeting process happens in the early part of the year, and all of those have to fit together before we can go out and bid it and hire a contractor to do the necessary work.
Brad, what's been the impact of the splitting up of the Dow-DuPont merger where, for decades you had one major company in town, Dow Chemical. Then the merger came along, then the split came along. Now you have Dow, you have DuPont, you have Corteva. How has that impacted the city?
Yeah, that's a multi-layered question. In some ways, it's been more difficult because before, of course, we had a relationship with Dow. We knew the people that were there. They knew us, and it was a very good back and forth conversation whenever we had an issue that needed to be addressed in the city or whether there was a challenge that needed to come forward and something to be done about. Now what we've got are 3 different leadership groups. Dow, of course, is still headquartered here in Midland, and we still have those relationships with Dow themselves. Corteva's a different entity. We're building good relationships with them. They've been great community partners. Things like Midland Blooms, they've really stepped in, for instance, and helped fund those types of programs. And then DuPont is a external to the state even based company that we don't have the relationship just yet that we would like. So it takes much more effort to build those, to understand who it is that we need to speak to, have them understand the needs of the community, really integrate them as a community partner as opposed to just somebody who happens to operate here in the city of Midland. So it's an ongoing challenge. We anticipate that'll be something that will continue into the future, but everybody's up, and on all 3 of those companies' parts, I can certainly say that they've been helpful and willing to work with us as we move towards those goals.
Great. Well, Brad, listen, thanks for taking a little time out of the day and chatting with us. Anything you want to leave us with that's happening in the city?
Well, again, we're not shut down yet. We're still looking through to the fall. I mentioned the music series downtown. We've got events still happening, like Taste of Downtown in mid-September. Unfortunately, already sold out, which is great for the event and great for the community. We've got Boo Bash, which is a Halloween themed one going on October 28th, which is good for everyone from kids. So don't go into your houses and winter up just yet. We're still running and raring to go and encouraging people to get out and meet their neighbors, meet the people in the community, and enjoy what we have to offer.
All right, Brad. Well, we'll talk to you again. Thanks for spending time with us this morning. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you, Art.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye now. Brad Kaye, he is the city manager of the city of Midland. We'll have open lines for the remainder of the hour, 989-752-6111. Give us a call, and we'd be happy to chat with you today. What is today? It's a Wednesday, September 7th already. The time just flies. Unbelievable. We'll be back right after these notes.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 37th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Over 60 local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, food trucks, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Admission is free.
Ad paid for by USA Veteran Law Group. Attention Marines, if you or a loved one lived or worked at Camp Lejeune for more than 30 days between 1953 and 1988, you were exposed to drinking water contaminated with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals, causing those exposed to develop devastating health conditions. You may qualify for significant compensation if you have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, bladder, kidney, or liver cancer, or other serious health conditions. Get justice. Call 844-982-0001 or visit usaveteranlawgroup.com.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. Was great advice? Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-33. StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333, or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Everyone's getting more with Verizon, the network America relies on.
For real?
Yep, for real. New and current customers can get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 on us with select trade-in and select 5G unlimited plans. Plus, get $200 when you switch.
Nice.
Everybody's getting more with the network America relies on. Verizon. 5G ultra wideband available in select areas. $999.99 device payment purchase with new or upgrade smartphone line on select 5G unlimited plans required. $200 Verizon e-gift card with trade-in. Less up to $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions and additional terms apply.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
United Airlines is raising its forecast for the coming months because it's seeing continued a robust summer. It expects business to top pre-pandemic levels, even though capacity is lower. United also is asking the FAA to increase capacity at New York's JFK Airport, saying if it can't add flights, it'll drop service from JFK. It's a major hub for international flights. The FAA says it needs to consider how that would affect flights at nearby airports. Walmart is getting deeper into the healthcare business and has a new 10-year partnership with United Health Group. It'll start next year with 15 Walmart health locations in Florida and Georgia and expand into new locations over time. United Health Group's Optum service will work with Walmart clinics. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
You spend the first hour of your vacation at the luggage carousel thinking there's nowhere to go but up. But there is a place to go but up, because when you open your suitcase, you find it filled with the ones in that movie that scared you so much you wet your girlfriend's bed. Ah, Marissa, the one that got away. You return the bag to the airport with relief. It lasts until you get back to your room, where a fallen doll waits to greet you.
Don't let a suitcase full of dolls ruin your vacation. Go on a real vacation. GoRVing.com.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
Baseball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot, now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
He's got running room, cuts inside, 10, touchdown. Roman Wilson, they'll run it with Blake Corum going right, and he will score. Untouched, Blake Corum, ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by DJ Turner, and he's going to take it. And DJ Turner looks like he has got a touchdown.
It was indeed a laugher for the Michigan Wolverines. 7 blowout rout over Colorado State in the season opener. Next, the Wolverines welcome the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors to the Big House this Saturday night with J.J. McCarthy under center for the Maize and Blue. Coverage begins at 7 with kickoff at 8 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Lingle Equipment Company, Schaefer and Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Zematic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, and Wolf Files Ace Hardware in Saginaw. It's Michigan against Hawaii, live Saturday night at 7 on 100 WSGW.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show, the White House says California is leading the way with rolling blackouts.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. And again, open phones for the remainder of the hour, 989-752-6111. Put you in touch with us. This headline caught my attention, so I wanted to look a little farther into it and find out what they were talking about. But it's Americans snap up Teslas, Bentleys, Lamborghinis as the luxury auto market booms. The share of premium vehicles sold has risen, lifted by cash-rich buyers' growing influence. And apparently, in reading the article, the pandemic was a good thing for a lot of people. They were able to stash away lots of money and are now spending it on luxury brands. BMW is up 0.48%, Mercedes-Benz up 1.74%. Tesla up 1.56%, and super premium cars, Lamborghini, Bentley, Ferrari, still small, but have increased to 6,700 vehicles sold through July of this year. That's a 35.6% jump, which is interesting at a time when we are told that EVs are the thing of the future. Petrol-based automobiles will be, the albatrosses of the past. But the pandemic stock market went way up. A lot of people were able to salt away a lot of cash, and they're buying these cars at a record clip. Now, for those of you not familiar with the premium car market, I'm not talking about $70,000, $80,000 cars. We're talking about $250,000, $350,000, $450,000, $500,000 cars. Just to give you an example, you could buy, let's pick a Ferrari model, for example. 812 GTS. That's a retractable hardtop 12-cylinder car with almost 800 horsepower. Starting price somewhere around the mid-300s, $350,000. But by the time you put options on it, you're at $500,000 for an automobile. I'd be afraid to drive it, but they're selling them. And Ferrari has new models coming out all the time, and they're more expensive than the last one. Lamborghini comes out with new cars all the time. They're super premium, and they're more expensive than the last ones, and people are buying them. Some of them are sold out before they can even produce them. Bentley, at least a couple $100,000 to start. To say nothing of Rolls-Royce, at least a couple $100,000 to start, but by the time you bespoke it the way you want it, you're at $500,000. And they're selling them. Yet, the average driver and the average person in this country is struggling to buy new cars because A, of price, and B, availability. They're just not available because of supply chain issues, chip shortages, transportation issues, you name it. Dealers don't have full car lots. Now, a lot of dealers I talk to are not as frustrated about it as you and I may be because we can't find what we're looking for. They've had banner years because even though they don't have the cars on the lot, where a dealer may have 10 or 11 cars on the lot where normally they'd have a couple of hundred new ones, guess what? They don't have floor plans. They're not paying huge interest on those cars sitting around on their lots. They're selling everything they can get their hands on as fast as they can get them. Sometimes they've sold them before they get them. And they're not complaining. Yeah, sure, they'd love to be able to have big inventories. You walk in, take the car, drive it home, you're done. But they're doing all right. Some of them have had banner years the last couple of years. And, of course, couple that to the fact that the pre-owned market is huge. And also understand for car dealers, the pre-owned profit margins are bigger than they are for new cars in many cases. So it's an interesting time in the automobile industry. For the average Joe looking for a car, it's not the easiest time. At the same time, we're being pushed EVs, the wave of the future, so to speak. But for those that can afford it, the premium cars, the big boys, the expensive stuff, they're doing all right. That market is booming. Just, it caught my attention. I was going, how can that be at a time when we're hearing all these negatives and everything? And then you begin to look at it, and it is like everything else, follow the money. Well, the pandemic was, not so good for a lot of people, but it was very good for a lot of people. If you were in the stock market during the pandemic, and the stock market, at one time was up at near 36,000. Now it's dropped off. It's down around 31 and a half, whatever it is today. But there were a lot of people who made a lot of money in the stock market and were able to salt away a lot of cash during the pandemic and are choosing to spend it on high-ticket items. So if you happen to have one of those, if you got a Ferrari lying around your garage, congratulations. If you're like the rest of us, oh well, get on with it. We'll take a break. Lines open for you. Whatever you'd like to chat about, give us a call. We'll be happy to talk to you here on the Art Lewis Show.
Michigan workers can outcompete anyone, but we have to ensure they have a level playing field. This is Dan Kildee, and legislation to boost American manufacturing and make more things in Michigan. We shouldn't have to rely on China for critical components like semiconductors. In Congress, I'll keep standing up for Michigan workers and small businesses.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Update your home with Menards. With a great selection of flooring and top brands like Tarkett, you'll find the perfect flooring to give your home a fresh, new look. Vinyl plank and sheet vinyl are waterproof and easy to install. Laminate flooring is durable for everyday life. Get started on your next project today with 11% off all Tarkett flooring. Good through September 11th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. The smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSGW online poll is about American democracy. Quinnipiac University did a poll, nearly 1,600 U.S. adults, asking about American percent of registered Democrats, 70% of Republicans, 69% of independents saying that they had a fear about the future of U.S. democracy. Some of the comments were fearing because of what was called political extremism. People want politicians to work together instead of remaining too true to their ideological beliefs. Some say, as bad as it seems now, throughout the history, our democracy has survived. The poll question is, do you fear the future of U.S. democracy? Yes, no, you're not sure. Vote by going to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, make your vote that way.
I think there is something different happening, and I think it just sounded like a 60s song. Something happening here, but it isn't exactly clear. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Good one.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Phones are locked and loaded, so let's go to them. Susan is in Bay City. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning, Art. Do you remember we were talking about, you were just talking about all the cars and the expensive stuff that was being sold, and I happen to think of that. Don't believe all that you read or whatever, but I believe there's a lot of people with money out there, and that's where what they're trying to protect, like the people that can put $400 million into the election process and things like that to have it swayed their way. But was an article, and it was on President Trump, and that he had a new Schedule F, it was going to be called. And what it did is it took away, like it was less than a year ago when we had our lockdowns, we were all had to wear masks. They closed our churches. They ruined small businesses. We had to stay 6 feet apart. There was all this stuff. And what it said is, who knew that the Center for CDC has this kind of control over our lives? And what this article or executive order that President Trump was trying was to, it was Executive Order 13957, which, anyway, it was in the archives, and it said that what it would have done is it would have allowed the checks and balances back into the U.S. system of government. And a new Congress can also take such steps, at least symbolically. So it wasn't, they took it away. They ended that. That was one of the things Joe ended when he came into office. Whereas it's still supposedly out there, and another Republican president or whatever could put that through, where once again the government.
Well, here's the thing, Susan.
The things that they're doing.
Here's the thing, Susan.
Yeah.
You don't need those executive orders. Congress already has the ability for checks and balances on the bureaucracy because they control the purse strings. They choose not to do it because he who has the power wins. And if you're in power and you want the bureaucracy to run amok, so be it. If you're not in power, you have very little that you can do to stop it. So,
then we're back. Yeah.
Well, we're back to square one, aren't we?
Well, no, we're back to the 2000 Mules, the documentary where, and we have in Michigan, one of the regions that took all the votes, Biden votes, they had 25,000 dead people on the ballot and that have been voting for 20 years. And there is that True Vote who is trying to stop that in courts. And everybody's so crooked, the judges and everything, they won't even put that through. So, you can't say the fairness because or the vote anymore. It's just, it makes me just so disgusted.
All right. Good enough, Susan. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Art, I was listening to last week Mike Revere's Republic Broadcasting Network radio show.
I have no idea who he is.
On there. Huh?
I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, it's a different network. I learned Elon Musk made his original money with PayPal,
right,
and then used that to put it all in the Tesla. So you knew all about
it's well
that.
known, well publicized.
All right. The other thing I learned, that 13-year-old green environmentalist from Sweden, Greta Thunberg, is related to the Rothschild banking family, which has been linked to the One World government conspiracy, and they've been financing her international travels. And I just wonder if you knew about that.
No, I don't care either. I mean, listen, she's entitled to her opinion. If she's got money behind her to send her all over the world and espouse her opinion, okay, fine. She doesn't run anything.
Well, the One World government
she doesn't run it, though, does she?
Energy. Huh?
She doesn't run it. She's not in power anywhere. She's just somebody with an opinion.
Yeah, she's related to that banking.
So
family
what?
and all that,
I mean, we all are related to somebody someplace. Some of us related luckily and some not so luckily.
Right.
So
that's
anyway,
all I had.
all right.
I thought I'd just
Good
throw
enough.
that out there and let your listeners know.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. Carol, hang on. We'll get to you. I got to take a break, but we will come back quickly. And Carol is in Sheridan. She'll be up next.
The time has come to ask attorney Jerry Wright another question or two. First of all, Is that enough for my estate plan? Many people think having a power of attorney or a will is all the estate planning they need. While these two legal documents are important, they may not be enough for an effective estate plan. Well, why is that, Jerry? Well, let's look at what each of these documents actually do. Okay. A will is a letter to the probate court identifying who gets your personal and financial belongings, which is important after you pass away. A legal or financial power of attorney grants authority to someone else to make these decisions for you while you're alive. Why isn't that enough then? Well, first, it's essential to also have a medical directive which grants authority to a person you trust to make healthcare decisions on your behalf when you can't. Second, a will may not be sufficient to protect all your assets. Third, depending you may need all of the above plus one or more trusts or limited liability companies.
Thanks, Jerry. If you want more information, register for an upcoming workshop. Visit jerryriffelawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
You do not want kidney stones again. Changed your diet? Take big, chalky pills that you hate? There's another option, stonestopper.com. It's an alkali citrate formula. Alkali citrate is scientifically proven to prevent crystallization. Delicious gummies, tasty capsules. It's gentle on the stomach and no prescription is needed. Go to stonestopper.com. Stonestopper.com. You don't want kidney stones again. Stonestopper.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, WSGW listeners. My name is Ben, which may not mean much to you unless you're a WSGW listener that I've helped, because I am Ben with RoofMax. You know, RoofMax, the safe, easy, proven and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. I want to thank all of you that asked me to maintain your roofs with the RoofMax treatment. I also want to tell you that I'm going to give away a RoofMax treatment for free. You can have the chance to win by entering the Ben for RoofMax Your Roof for Free contest. Enter online at WSGW.com. The winning home must be within 30 miles of RoofMax headquarters in Midland. I will treat up to 3,000 square feet of asphalt-based shingles. The winning home must also meet the criteria for a RoofMax treatment, or an alternate winner will be drawn. Complete rules are available when you enter the contest. I'm Ben saying good luck playing the Ben will RoofMax Your Roof for Free contest. Enter online at WSGW.com.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football, and basketball. Football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you and back to our phones. Carol is in Sheridan. Thanks for waiting, Carol. Sorry to make you wait that long, but good morning to you.
Oh, well, I found a few piddly things to do. I've always got piddly things to do.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm going to get caught up. You never, ever get caught up. And then I got to turn in my frags. I'm late on my frag count. I don't know if people know you can count frags for.
Well,
which is fun, and you can also count the birds out of the Kalamazoo Nature Center.
Yeah, I have. I do an easy frog count. I have 3, and they all live in my basement. So.
Oh, well, they get the bugs, right?
I guess they do, because you know that may be true because there's no bugs down there. But there's
Are
three
they
toads,
Yeah, they're
down there,
toads.
and they seem to be quite happy.
Oh yeah, and they used to be in the milk houses when people had milk houses. They'd have a woody toad or two.
Mhm.
Well, they're getting fewer and fewer. All this stuff is really kind of scary. But I was wondering if some of your friends watched Frontline last night on PBS. They had a really nice show on Mr. Trump, and very interesting that he never ever lost anything. Anything that he ever lost, it was all crooked. If he lost anything, it was somebody else's fault.
He's always been that way.
Yeah, it was very telling on him. But I'm sure nobody that calls is going to listen to anything like that. And but it was very interesting. And the Tigers, we got to do something with Avila. We got to do something with these guys. I'm telling you,
We have. I mean, they got rid of the general manager now. Al Avila is gone.
They did?
Yeah, he's history. So they'll have
When
a
was that?
month ago.
Oh,
They'll have a new
okay.
general manager, and they're looking at the future. Whether it happens this year or the following, I expect good things out of the Tiger organization. They've got the talent. They have to figure out how to use it now and get
and they
some
got to learn how to
consistency.
play catch. I mean, I listen to like 85%, 90% of the games because, like I say, I found an FM station that'll play at night, and I'm always in the kitchen, so I always have
Sure.
them on. And it's never been a game all year that they've been under by 3 runs and come back and won it. And that that is amazing. Look it up and see if that's true.
Well, they've done a lot of comebacks, but they lose it in overtime, like they did yesterday, extra innings. They came back, but they lost. The loss is a loss. Once you put it in the stats as a loss, nobody cares how you got it. It's just another loss.
No.
So
But
this has not been a good year.
sad. No, well, and for what, the last 15?
Yeah.
It's not been good.
Well, and it's been disappointing. Now, what's interesting, what's really interesting, they were talking about this on the morning show this morning. The Lions, their first game is sold out except for 1,300 standing room only spaces available at like $74 to stand for 4 hours. However, it comes with a seat at the following home game. There is a pent-up desire in Detroit to see a winner, and people are coming out because they expect the Lions will do better this year. We hope the Red Wings will do better this year. We're hoping everybody does better than they have in the past few years because Detroit has not had a winning team. It's about time.
No, and they've had such good fans. I mean, people hang in there forever, like silly old me, keep hoping but they got to start, or just play better. I don't care if they win a game. I just want them to play better. They're playing it. And I don't know in the minors or where they're teaching these kids how to just catch a ball sometimes.
I don't know, it was interesting because last night they lost the game because of an error on Javi Baez. And, he's a great player. You expect better from him. But,
maybe they're throwing them, you think?
Well, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I hope not.
I don't know. But it's a sad situation. Just play better for me. And then why they're going to the Lions is because they're so tired of the Tigers, but they want to go to
but that's part of it. That we're talking about that this morning. That is part of it because they haven't had a winning team in Detroit in so long. People are going to come out in the beginning and see if a team can do it. Now, if the Lions, I'll tell you what, if the Lions start out with a couple of wins, more power to them, and they'll pack Ford Field, no doubt about it. I think they have a tough game. The first game they're playing the Eagles, but then I think it's Colorado in the next game. I'm not positive, but they're. I don't know what the prediction is for the first game, but I know they're predicted to win the second game. But who knows? That's all speculation.
Well, we need a little light entertainment and fun.
Absolutely, I fully agree with you.
Yeah, something other than politics, just anything.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Carol.
Take care.
You take care too. Thanks a lot. Get back to your fraud counting. And we will take our last break and be back to close out the hour.
Join us in celebrating 50 years of career and technical education at the Bay Area ISD Career Center on Saturday, September 10th, 11 until 3 p.m. with a dedication and time capsule burial to begin at 12:30. Learn about career and technical education with hands-on activities and demonstrations, family games, and refreshments. Stop in to explore our 24 different high-demand, high-wage career fields. Celebrate our 50th anniversary with us from 11 until 3 on Saturday, September 10th at the Bay Area ISD Career Center, 4155 Monitor Road, Bay City.
It's Bourbon and Bacon at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Saturday, September 24th. Don't miss classic rock legends 38 specials. Enjoy an evening of tasty barbecue and bacon. Restaurants like House of Barbecue, the Making Bacon Food Truck, and more. Plus a great lineup of bourbon cocktails to keep you rocking into the night. Bourbon and Bacon with 38 specials, September 24th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. For tickets and info, visit bourbonbaconfest.com.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built to very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
Count on Lowe's for Labor Day savings. Get a Maytag top-load washer for just $568 and a top-load dryer only $548. That's a savings of $462 for the pair. Plus, get also buy one, get one 50% off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint and Cabot Exterior Stains via rebate. Shop Labor Day savings now at Lowe's. See store Lowe's.com for details and restrictions. Gas dryers available at additional supplies last. Valid through 9/7.
Coming soon in the Great Lakes Bay region, the Alzheimer's Association annual Walk to End Alzheimer's events will be taking place. These walks are the world's largest fundraisers for Alzheimer's care, support, and research. You can join the fight against Alzheimer's by walking in Saginaw on September 10th, in Bay City on October 1st, and Midland on October 8th. You can find Walk to End Alzheimer's information on the WSGW.com homepage by scrolling down and clicking on the Walk to End Alzheimer's box.
This raid on the president.
News coverage.
This hoax.
It's not a hoax.
A witch hunt.
Talk shows.
It's not a witch hunt.
Around the clock.
Top secret. Pretty serious. Leveled at the president.
News coverage on WSGW.
All right, that puts our number one in the can here on the Art Lewis Show. We'll move on to our number two. We're going to start out talking to Magen Samyn. She is the new CEO of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. We know Magen from her days at McLaren Bay Region. So we'll be chatting with her about the chamber activities coming up. News is next, though, here on WSGW. We'll be back to chat with you right after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We're learning about top secret information that may have been among documents the FBI seized at Mar-a-Lago. The Washington one had details on another country's nuclear secrets. Correspondent Catherine Herridge spoke with national security and nuclear experts.
The analysts who do not have firsthand knowledge of the Mar-a-Lago records said intelligence describing a foreign government's military defenses, including its nuclear capabilities, can reveal fragile collection sources, electronic surveillance, and spy satellite technology.
Californians are being urged not to splurge on power to prevent blackouts on this 8th day of a blistering heat wave. The weather's fanning the flames of a dozen large-scale wildfires. Correspondent Carter Evans is in Los Angeles.
With no let-up in the heat, wild death and destruction across the state with 4 dead and thousands of structures threatened. Officials confirmed the two people who died near Hammett Monday were attempting to escape the flames.
This was supposed to be the first day of school in Seattle, but students are sitting it out and teachers are walking picket lines, including Leshy Elementary's Jamila Bomani.
We want to be here. We want to be ready, but we want to make sure we are coming back to school with everything we need and everything our students need.
Teachers demanding higher pay and more support for special needs students. They're doing away with snow days in New York City public schools. The Department of Remote learning implemented during the pandemic will allow kids to do their work from home when the weather's bad. WNB, an update on grain shipments out of war-torn Ukraine. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Ukraine's president says tons of grain from his country will arrive in Somalia in the coming weeks, where famine is approaching and millions are at risk. Russia has accused Ukraine of European countries and has even threatened to talk to Turkey about revising the deal that lifted the blockade of Ukrainian ports.
Apple unveils its new iPhone at a live event in a few hours. CNET's Ian Schur.
The newest iteration is said to have headline features like the ability to send an emergency SOS by satellite message, and also potentially a far better camera and, importantly, an always-on screen.
A court in Delaware has just denied Elon Musk's request to delay a trial in his bid to abandon his takeover deal. Tesla CEO will be allowed to add claims made by a whistleblower about vast to a countersuit. Dow up 96. This is CBS News.
You need to hire fast and hire right? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out all of our deals going on right now from Applied Training Solutions, Style Encore, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Daylight Outfitters, and Johnson's Pumpkin Farm. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Booth. With so much instability and inflation in the world, I recommend protecting your retirement by diversifying with gold and silver. I recommend Bishop Gold Group. Bishop Gold Group sells physical gold and silver delivered to your door or put directly in your IRA. Tell them Lisa Booth sent you. Dial pound 250 on your mobile phone and mention keyword Bishop Gold or visit bishopgoldgroup.com. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Bishop Gold Group.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time.
Live
Discovery Babel.
from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Funny at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Police in Flint are looking for a missing teen girl. Nevaeh Rain Harvey is 14 years old, white, 5'3" and 99 pounds. She has brown eyes and curly shoulder-length brown hair. She was last seen August 31 at Giuliano's C-Store at Corona Road and South Ballinger Highway, wearing a black T-shirt and dark gray sweatpants with marker writing on them. Please call 911 or 810-237-6821 if you have information on her whereabouts. Certain areas of Midland County will be getting upgrades to internet infrastructure. Here's WSGW's Jonathan Dent.
Midland County is only one of many to receive improvements through the Federal Communication Commission's Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, or RDOF. Officials say that the purpose of RDOF is to bring reliable, high-speed internet to areas that still need it, citing, among other things, nearly 17 million that lack internet access at home. Parts of Geneva, Jerome, Hope, Mills, Homer, Greendale, Ingersoll, and Lee townships are all expected to receive connectivity with internet speeds well above the FCC's baseline by 2026.
Be with you in a few minutes, Megan.
Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Make sure you're not. There you go.
Christmas
Okay.
Wonderland in
Talk to you in a few
Frankenmuth is
minutes.
holding a job fair today from 2 to 6 p.m. The company is looking to fill a variety of part-time positions, including sales clerks, cashiers, customer service, embroidery machine operators, and more. The store is looking for workers to be available through December 31st. The job fair will be located near the store's south entrance. For more information, visit browners.com or call 989-652-9931. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Thursday and Friday, September 8th and 9th, Voice Inc. invites you to join them at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm for the 2022 Grape Escape. Sample local Michigan wines and meads paired with cheese and chocolate. Enjoy each other's company while you traipse through a 13-acre corn maze. Performances by Marsupial Cream Pie and Melissa May and Brian Coonan. Enjoy wines at the Cash Bar and feast on selections from our concession stand. For more information and to purchase tickets, grape-escape.org. This event is a fundraiser for Voice Inc. of Michigan.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural. Made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast. 2 men convicted in the plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer have asked a federal judge for a new trial. A filing yesterday from the defense suggests there are new details that have been uncovered about the alleged misconduct of a juror. 2 weeks ago, Adam Fox of Potterville and Delaware truck driver Barry Croft were convicted of kidnapping conspiracy and conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction. Fox and Croft face up to life in prison when sentenced in December. They were accused of leading the kidnap plot that involved more than a dozen men. The new request could result in Fox and Croft standing trial for a third time. Of shootings this summer, Detroit Police Chief James White and Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence are calling on parents and others to help prevent more gun violence, especially with children. Lawrence says 5 kids under the age of 11 have died in recent months as a result of gun violence.
Gun violence is taking the lives of our children at a higher rate than any other issue, more than automobile vehicles, which used to be the number one cause of death.
Chief James White says so far this year there have been 669 non-fatal shootings in Detroit, which is 13% fewer than a year ago. As the 29th highest rate of gun-related deaths in the U.S., with an average of 1,270 people killed per year. The number of new COVID cases has dropped in the latest numbers released by the Michigan Health Department. The state is reporting nearly 16,000 new cases over the past week. That's down from over 19,000 reported last week. 83 people have died in that time. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for your day today with a high into the upper 70s, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 53. Thursday, sunshine, high of 82 degrees. Then on Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 86. Saturday, increasing cloud cover, high of 87 degrees. Then by Sunday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy sky conditions, and a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 61.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your Opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday morning. It is a Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. 7th of September. I've lost track of time. We get to talk to someone this hour who we've known for a long time. I had the pleasure of working with her when she was with Bay McLaren, at McLaren Bay, I should say. And now she has risen to the position of CEO of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce, where she replaced Mr. Tarrant, who was there for quite some time. And we say good morning to Magen Samyn. Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Art.
Art.
Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Sure. Now, how long have you been there now? It's only been a couple of months, right?
It's been about 2 months, and I had some scheduled vacations, so I think I officially have about 6 weeks of working time in right now.
So wait, you get a new job and you start with a vacation. How do you do that?
My family are avid campers, and we had booked some time in December when the camping season opens up. So we had those planned before I even knew the position was going to be open to apply for. So the board has been very gracious of supporting that, and I've had a lot of fun enjoying the Michigan summer.
Now, you worked in a hospital system for a long time. How different is what you're doing now with the Chamber of Commerce than it was at McLaren Bay Region?
It's completely different. I loved my a little over 9 years of serving McLaren Bay Region and the Northern Region, and the last 3, obviously, through a pandemic and some of the changes that we've had. It's very different. It's not a 24/7 operation, although there's certainly a lot of things that we do that extend beyond the hours of a typical workday. But it's very different. And while I miss my colleagues, I'm really having a lot of fun with this new position.
So what have you found? You come into a chamber setting. What were your initial thoughts when you took the job at the chamber?
Well, initially, it felt like coming home, to be honest. I've been volunteering with the Chamber of Commerce for nearly the last 2 decades and have served in different capacities, whether it was the Ambassador Club, the Young Professionals Network, the Board of Directors, participating in Leadership Bay County back in 2005. And I've worked so closely with the staff, the Board of Directors, and a lot of the business community, even during my time at Bay Future, that it really just felt like coming home. And I still pinch myself every morning that I get to come in to work with this great team, with the great board, the great chamber memberships that we have, and then the regional partnerships and collaborations that we have with the other chambers in Saginaw, Midland, and the Mount Pleasant area.
So here we are, theoretically post-pandemic. I mean, it's still around, but not where it was. What kind of shape is the chamber in?
The chamber's in fantastic shape. We had our eye-opener breakfast this morning where we announced well over 30 new members joining our chamber. And it's really great to see some of those members have been involved in the community and have been in business for a while. And several of those are new businesses that just recently became welcomed. Major Skate and Lolo Bees, which are both in the Midland Street district on Lynn Street, 2 wonderful new businesses that just opened and joined the chamber. So it's exciting to see businesses who have been existing, who are now seeing value in joining the chamber to be part of it, as well as new businesses that are starting, kind of to your point, kind of post-pandemic, and they're investing in our community and engaging in a big way.
So it's an interesting comment. So if you're talking to a new business owner, why should they join the chamber? What are the benefits of joining a chamber of commerce?
There's so many benefits, and it truly is dependent on an individual business or person on what they want to get out of it. For me, what I love is the networking opportunity. It truly allows them to engage with other businesses, other people, community members, to show what kind of business they are, who they are, what types of products do they have, and it really creates that atmosphere. Now, there's also a lot of other benefits, such as looking at advocacy and support to help the business community as a whole moving forward together, not just from a county standpoint, but regionally and with the state. We partner very closely with other chambers, the state chamber, and continuing to support business-friendly positions, things that help move our community forward. And there's that. There's many perks, and I think each individual business gets out of it what they are hoping to. And I truly think that there's a value for each and every organization.
Have chambers changed much over the years? If I looked at a chamber 10 or 15 years ago, would it look very different than it does today?
I think that that's a great question. And I would say, yes, they do look different. I believe that the chambers have continued to evolve into the needs of what the changing business community has. They've continued to champion to support the flexibility that employees are looking for in this kind of post-pandemic, post-Great Resignation atmosphere, and continue to stay relevant by sharing information of what coming changes are and support the business community and help them as they navigate those changes. I wasn't here at the time, but Ryan Tarrant and the then president and the team had worked very closely with Bay Future during the pandemic to share information about how they can support their workforce, help apply for grants to support them from a funding perspective, and really keep them in the know of what was happening. And I think they were a great resource to support during that time.
That's one of the things I know they learned that in Saginaw, because the Chamber and Bay Futures and the Convention and Visitors Bureau, they're all separate organizations, but they're all housed in one place and they talk to each other all the time. That is important in a community, isn't it? I mean, there is a certain synergy between the Chamber and Bay Futures and organizations like that.
Absolutely. Actually, the synergy between the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce and Bay Future has never been as close as it is now. Not only are we co-located in the same building on Water Street, right in the Midland property, I am currently the chairman of the board, or chairwoman of the board, for Bay Future. And I was a former employee many moons ago. I actually am very excited that I hired Trevor and have watched him grow from an economic development specialist to being, I would say, the best CEO our organization has had. He's done a fantastic job, and we collaborate on a daily basis. And it's a lot of fun working side by side, both as a board member, but also as a colleague.
That's interesting that you're the chairperson of the Futures and CEO of the Chamber. If you look down the road to Midland, they formed the Midland Business Alliance, which now encompasses all those organizations. Is that something that's in the future for Bay?
I always say that anything is something that we can explore. Trevor and I are always looking at how we can work together and what synergies we can create. So if that's something that we look to do, it's certainly a great model that has worked well in Midland, and it's not off the table. I'm a month and a half in, so I will say right now I'm still getting to know all of our businesses and our members. So we haven't discussed it in length yet, but who knows?
All right, hang on, Megan. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Megan Samyn. She is the CEO, the new CEO of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show on this Wednesday morning.
Have you heard the news? This is Mike. We've expanded our showroom. I'm excited to announce that we now have designer area rugs in stock. Stop in today to look at the samples in our spacious new showroom. We have designers on staff to help with your flooring and window treatment projects. We can also help get your exterior paint and stain projects completed before it's too late. Fall paint promotions are now on our website, westsidedecoratingcenter.com, or visit us at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you, always.
I just had a conversation with a member who lives near Traverse City. Mildred has been a member with Wildfire in some way, shape, or form for over 50 years. Wildfire is her preferred financial institution. Same for her daughter who lives in Connecticut. Neither one of them has ever stepped foot in any of the Wildfire branches. Yet they both receive a level of service to rave about. It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter where you live, Wildfire is here for you.
Being the trusted resource for your finances, delivering no matter where you are, that's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built to very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out contest with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
This is the 50th year anniversary of Woodstock coming up. And just announced, if you regret you were not around for Woodstock, there are times I'm glad I was not around for Woodstock. Well, I was alive, but I certainly wasn't available to go and attend.
But the music was cool.
Rhino Records has come up with a way to relive the festival in real time. It's created a near complete reconstruction of the concert, a boxed set called Woodstock, Back to the Garden, the definitive archive is coming out. 38 CDs, 36 hours long. Well, this full box set is coming out August 2nd. It will cost you nearly $800.
Ouch. A lot of people bring back memories, and if they were there, they might want to pay $800 to
Maybe because they don't remember it to begin with.
Exactly.
This would be a way for them to relive it.
This is what I missed.
I didn't know this band was there.
We must be in heaven, man. The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. News coverage.
We will forgive $10,000.
It's basically trying to buy votes.
This is historical, what we're doing.
News coverage.
Of Trump. Head down to Florida where you belong. Get out of
It's fund the police.
The Democrats own the defund the police movement.
Another heat wave in the western United States.
Fentanyl use.
What is this president doing about it?
MAGA Republicans represent extremism.
News coverage.
Happy Labor Day.
On WSGW.
All right, we're back with you as we are talking to Magen Samyn. She is the new CEO of the Bay County Chamber of Commerce, the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce, I should say. Magen, how would you rate the regional cooperation between the chambers, Saginaw, Midland, Bay?
I got to tell you, we are very fortunate to have the leadership that we have in our region with Veronica in Saginaw County and Liz over in Mount Pleasant, and of course Damas over in Midland. We work very well together. They were one of the first ones to reach out to me when it was announced about me coming on board and to say, looking forward to meeting with you and collaborating with you. Of course, I knew them for a long time, but our partnership has only grown closer. We meet on a regular basis. We collaborated just last month on our Great Lakes Bay Regional Summit and had fantastic turnout and continue to talk about how we can work together as we go forward.
All right, let's talk about some issues faced by chamber members everywhere. Staffing, let's start with that.
That's a big one. And, we're very fortunate as we talk to our local, not only our business leaders, but our governmental leaders as well about the challenges that we're faced with. And the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce applied for and was a recipient of some ARPA funding from both the City of Bay City and Bay County to actually work on a talent attraction and retention program over the next 3 years. That funding was also supplemented with support from partners like McLaren Bay Region, during my time there, and also Saginaw Valley State University to really work on how do we cultivate an environment and look at both the sense of place and placemaking kind of as a community of engaging our stakeholders to not only saying we have a great place to work, but a great place to want to attract families to live to. And so we're going to be spending a lot of time over the next several years on this initiative to not just shuffle around the seats of people who are currently here in the region to work here, but actually try to have a net gain of the population in the Bay County and the greater Bay Area to show people that this is a great place to live and this is a great place to work. And we have a lot of quality businesses.
In order to do that, though, you really need to attract new businesses, don't you?
Well, I got to tell you, working with our partners at Bay Future, they continue to work to attract businesses. SK Siltron was a fantastic example of the great work that the economic development partners are doing to support the attraction and support working with our local units of government in townships and small cities to be able to make it a business-friendly environment and create all the wraparound services to support them coming and starting a business here. And then the Chamber certainly is a great partner at the table to help them get ingrained and become part of the fabric of our community and be involved and help to support other businesses and meet other businesses.
All right. So what's on the Magen Samyn agenda? What do you want to do next?
Well, I'm in the process right now of meeting with all of our larger chamber members who have our stakeholders and meeting with our board members. We're continuing to continue the great things that are already here. I think whether it was Mike Seward or Ryan Tarrant, who started some great initiatives and support with the amazing team that we have here, is building upon those. As part of our talent and attraction initiative, I'd say my biggest thing I want to work on personally is really challenging our current businesses to think outside of the box and continue to support retention. Because as we all know, it's a lot easier to retain our great employees than it is to continue to fill those gaps when people do decide to make transitions or change. And so to think about workforce differently, to think about family work life as a priority and the culture that we're providing, and try to strive to have every business in our community be labeled as a best place to work. So that way, when positions do become open, they get filled by word of mouth because people want to work at those organizations. I want to continue collaboration with our partners, whether it be our business community, our chambers, the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, our nonprofit sector. We have a lot of great nonprofit sector organizations here, like the United Way and several others, and they continue to need support. And so, gosh, my to-do list is pretty big. Our minority business partnership that was started in the last few years and received funding from Dow. We had 25 new minority businesses just join the chamber this past month, and they're continuing to grow and thrive. And I really want more involvement beyond just the chamber. And how do we get these businesses ingrained in our community and volunteering with other nonprofits so that way we continue to add that rich diversity that we need. So I'm pretty passionate and excited. Obviously, you can see my to-do list is big, but I'm going to take it day by day, and I look forward to it.
Have you had contact with Ryan Tarrant?
Yes, that is a big yes. I'm very fortunate. Ryan and I have been friends for over 20 years. We go back a very, very long time. And he and his wife, Cheryl, are great friends of mine. And I often will text or do a phone call and say, hey, where were we with this? Or, I found this note. What does this mean? And he's been very, very helpful. So I'm very grateful for both his friendship and his support.
Well, Megan, I'm happy for you and I'm happy for the chamber. I think they found the right person, and we'll look forward to interacting with you over many, many moons to come.
Thanks, Art. I appreciate it. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now. Magen Samyn, she is the new CEO of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. And we'll now have open phones for the remainder of the hour here on the Art Lewis Show. Had a caller ask, they want to know my opinion on term limits in Congress. All right, I'll spend a few minutes talking about it. I'm not a fan, for a lot of reasons. I'm not a fan of term limits. We have the power to limit terms with our votes. Now, think of this. Those members of Congress who have been there for a long, long time are there because their constituents wanted them there and kept voting to keep them there. So let's say you put in term limits, and let's we'll balance this out by looking at one congressman from a blue district and one congressman from a red district. Pick whoever you like, who have been there for decades. So now you put in term limits. Whatever that term is makes no difference. And that congressman in that blue and red district, both of them now have to step aside because they can no longer run. Is it really going to change anything? If it's a solid blue district, you're just going to get another solid blue candidate. And if it's a solid red district, you're going to get another solid red candidate. It isn't going to change anything. What it does change sometimes, and I think we've seen this in Michigan, you throw the baby out with the bathwater. You lose a ton of experience. Now, I know there are those people that argue if it's not someone from their party, they don't want that experience. And the other side will argue the same thing. But the reality is, it takes a while to learn your way around the hallowed halls of the legislature and Congress. And he who has the power or she who has the power wins. And I can give you an example of that back a long time ago, back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s. The late Congressman Bob Traxler, because of his longevity, gained a lot of power in Congress. He was the chairman of one of the 11 appropriations subs, and they used to call it the College of Cardinals in Washington because these folks held the power of the budget in their hand. You don't get that way overnight. And if you did, you probably wouldn't be qualified to do it because you would not have had enough time to learn the ins and outs. I am not a favor of term limits, even and particularly in Michigan. I think the term limits here are too restrictive. 6 years for a legislator, literally 2 terms for a senator. It's my opinion that we should get rid of term limits. However, I know I'm a realist that that's not going to happen. Failing that, I think it should be modified to 12 and 12 so that you have 12 years in the House and 12 years in the Senate. I would not favor that happening in Washington, but if there was some kind of proposal, constitutional proposal to institute term limits, I would want to see there be a reasonable length of time. I do not think 6 years is a reasonable length of time in Lansing. So those are my opinions. I've always held those opinions. I was against term limits when it came in the first place. I'm still against term limits. I still believe we, the voters, have the power. I don't think it's right to institute term limits simply because you can't win all the time. And sometimes I think that's what we hear. If you're in one of those blue districts where that man or woman has been there forever and you can't seem to vote them out, well, then you say, let's get term limits because that way they'll have to leave and we have a better chance. I don't think that's a reasonable course of action just to get your political way, because for every district you're in where you look at it that way, there are other districts where the opposition looks at it the same way. I go back to what I said in the beginning. We have the power of term limits in our votes. If we choose to use those votes and we can get enough people to agree with us, then it happens. If not enough people go to the poll because they don't care, well, that's on them. Because if you don't vote, don't complain about the results. If you do vote and you lose, okay, you can complain about it. It's fair because you participated. But in every election, there's winners and losers. It's the nature of the beast. You may lose this time, maybe you win the next time. Of course, when you lose, you have to put up with the fact that the person who beat you now has the power. And you may not like the results of that. But I love the system. And it works most of the time. Are there irregularities? Of course. But as a general principle, our system of elections is one of the best in the world. And 99.999% of the time, it does exactly what it's supposed to do because we, the people, do what we're supposed to do. That's go to the polls. Before you do it, be knowledgeable. Decide what you're going to do when you get there. Do it. And be proud of the fact that you exercised one of the greatest privileges of being an American citizen, the right to vote. All right. That's my speech on term limits. Agree or disagree, by all means, give us a call, 989-752-6111. Love to chat with you today about it and see how you feel about it. I want to chat with you for a minute about a great business. This one in Bay County, Krizak's House Family Restaurant. They are proud to be a business that serves this area with the finest in dining and takeout services. They're grateful for all of you who have supported them over the years, and they look forward to serving all of you once again soon. Every day is takeout day at Krizak's from 11 to 7. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday, 11 to 8. Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. For takeouts and reservations for parties and events, call 894-5531. Krizak's Family Restaurant. We'll be back, get to our phones right after these notes.
I know Michiganders are seeing rising prices at the gas pump, pharmacy counter, and the grocery store. This is Dan Kildee, and my top priority is fighting inflation. I've introduced legislation to suspend the federal gas tax, cap the cost of insulin, and lower prices at the grocery store by improving supply chains. I'll keep working with Democrats and Republicans in Congress to lower costs for you.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Christopher Cross. Friday, October 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Same shows. John Wayne. Tickets start at $34. On sale now. The Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. The 40th anniversary tour. Christopher Cross with John Wayne. Friday, October 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
You know, back when four-time champion John Sally played pro basketball, he was
money.
But when you play the Big Spin instant game, you can win
real money.
The Big Spin is back with instant prizes up to $1 million. And with second chance drawings, 20 lucky players can appear on
John Sally to spin the big wheel.
And win prizes up to $2 million. Play the Big Spin instant game.
Because a little big money play can make your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show, the White House says California is leading the way with rolling blackouts.
Markley, Van Camp. Days at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. In the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's get back to our phones. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning to you.
And thanks for the invitation to join the conversation.
Sure.
Hey, I'm with you. The elections are fine. It's just that when this country makes a mistake, it takes so darn long to reverse the process.
Well, hang on a minute, Al. Remember this now.
Yeah.
Your view of a mistake is just the opposite of what the other side thinks is a mistake. So, we have to define what's a mistake.
They're fine with the inflation and the high prices of
Well,
gas.
really? Right now. I know that. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about it right now. But the fact is, we have to look at the big picture, the history of the country and everything and how we've evolved. And basically, a lot of people who push for term limits do so because they don't get their way in the general elections the way they want. Well, sorry.
I understand that. I just wish the country wouldn't do so much swinging of the pendulum so far one way and then back the other way.
Yeah, well, that's what keeps it balanced, though. When that pendulum gets too far out there, we as a people tend to swing it back, and there again is the power of the vote.
Yeah,
because you have to remember this: when that pendulum swings where it is right now, the day will come when it'll swing all the way back to our side, and the other side will have a fit, and they will be saying the same things we're saying now.
Yeah,
and that's been history.
Yeah. Back to the frontline programs on PBS. I'm still waiting for the day when they start talking about the Biden-Hunter laptop and all the crooked activities between Ukraine, Russia, and China.
Don't hold your breath.
If that's such a wonderful program, why aren't they talking? This is a big-time story.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I understand, but it would make somebody's legacy. They would be a top reporter for a century if they covered this story, but nobody seems to want to cover this.
Well, they'd be a top reporter in your view.
I know, but
I think they should. I
it.
think it should be covered. I agree that it should be covered. It should be covered in the nightly news and everywhere else, but it's not right now anyway. Now you can bet this. You can bet
We've
this.
got a crook in the White House.
Oh, now he's a crook. Let's not get that far. He's not in the White House. Well, listen.
But
here's the thing.
All the criminal.
Yeah, here's the thing, Al. You can talk about it all you want. You can speculate all you want. Here's the reality. If the Republicans gain the House, you're going to see investigations. And I'm not, I have to be honest, I'm not thrilled about it. I think we spend too much time in government. The Democrats spend far too much time on Trump, and we're going to get in there and do the same thing to Biden.
Right.
It's a tit for tat. And there we go. And it concerns me that government has reached this point in its life that, that we tear each other apart. We don't try and build up.
But and to me, that was tiddlywinks compared to the stuff that is going on with Biden and the millions of dollars that transferred and the influence that was sold. The influence that was sold into the presidency of Barack Obama because Biden was the vice president and the door.
You only know that from those in the media telling it that way.
Right. But it is covered on the mainstream. The mainstream folks won't talk about it.
I understand that. And unfortunately, the answer is going to take another investigation by our side if we get into power. So, that's the way it works. Yeah. I go back to what I say all the time. He or she who has the power wins. Right now, you're not in the winning position.
I understand that. Boy, revenge is going to be sweet, though. It really is going to be sweet.
There's the problem.
Biden's so screwed up in the upstairs, he isn't going to realize
that. All right.
He is so screwed up, he is not going to know the criminal activity he's done. His son will know it. Everybody else that voted for him will know it, but he won't realize what a crook he is.
All right. Good enough, Al.
Thanks.
Take care.
Morning there, sir.
Bye-bye. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Apple Barn is celebrating their 37th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Over 60 local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, photography, sewing, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, food trucks, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Admission is free.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others, which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial leaders as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Hey guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now is the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-915-8288 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy, 800-915-8288 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-915-8288 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Call U.S. Pharmacy right now, 800-915-8288. That's 800-915-8288.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. Cyclip.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer or a direct-it-yourselfer?
Every weekend, people tell us about overspending on projects they could have handled themselves for lots less money.
And we hear from people who ended up overspending because they tried to do something they should have called in a pro to tackle.
Well, we'll help you sort it out. I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Got a remodeling or a repair project?
We can help you decide whether to do it yourself or direct it yourself this weekend on the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, I heard in the news this morning the producers of luxury items are doing really, really well.
Yeah, I had a story about people buying premium cars.
Yeah, and it helped me connect the dots. I mean, I saw, Biden and Gary Peters and Dan Kildee, and they're all talking about how great the economy is and how hard they're working for us and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are they talking about? But this morning when I saw that, I was like, oh, for the people they are working for, it is working really good.
It's not so. Here's the no, it isn't. No, it isn't, Russ. What happened? Yeah, well, here's the other side was in the news too.
I mean, the
what
people
happened
who are
was
really good in this economy.
what happened was during the pandemic, and you'll have to remember during the pandemic, the stock market was through the roof. It was
Right.
at 36,000.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of people made a lot of money.
Yeah,
And they socked away a lot of money. So they were able to buy these premium things.
And they made a ton of money.
So
off
wait
of
a minute now. If you're going to blame all those folks for inflation, are you also going to credit them for the high stock market that made all the money?
Well,
Can't have it both ways.
No, I'm saying they did really well. I can see what they're talking about now. I understand that for a certain segment of the population, the economy is great. It's
So you
booming.
think they were all Democrats? I don't.
No, I think there's a ton of rhino Republicans in there.
Oh, they're rhino Republicans if they have a lot of money.
Democrats used to call neocons.
Right. So only if you have a lot of money, you're going to have a name attached to you.
Well, like the Bushes and the McCain and
The Trumps.
They're all hand in hand working for Washington.
And the
DC
Trumps.
themselves.
And the Trumps.
Huh?
And the Trumps.
Lost money in
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, look
Right.
it up. He lost money in power. One of the first presidents to do so since maybe Jimmy Carter. Hello?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
You know, that's a fact. I mean, he didn't trade in his influence to make money like the rest do. And yeah, no. You got these entrenched people that have been in Washington forever, and who they represent is themselves in Washington, D.C. And that's why we need term limits. They get entrenched in Washington, and then it becomes about that, and it's not about us anymore. It's about them and their power and their wealth.
Then you vote them out.
See,
Then you vote them out.
good luck. They get all the money to run all the great ads that the people that earn.
Good. So let's say that candidate in a blue district you don't like. Term limits out. Who do you think is going to replace him?
Someone that's nowhere near as entrenched.
How do you know that?
Oh, okay.
Because don't you think that blue district is going to put somebody in who thinks exactly like the one that's leaving?
Well, you know, I mean,
That's
like
politics,
I said,
isn't it?
I can watch Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
I get all my information from a movie. Okay.
No, but it gave a good insight
Yeah.
to what goes
All
on
right.
there.
All right, Russ.
All right.
Good enough,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Thanks. And Jamie is in Linwood. Jamie, good morning to you.
Hi, Art.
Hi
How
there.
you doing today?
Doing well, thanks. Hope you are.
Good. Hey, a couple things. You had mentioned voting earlier on, and how a couple things there. First, the peaceful transfer of power is probably one of the most important things we have here. And I know the January 6th thing was kind of a little bit of, they had no chance, obviously. I think it was just some overzealous people, but that kind of scares me a little bit when people think they can do that.
Well, and you're right, and it scares me too. It was foolhardy.
It was foolhardy because I listened, really didn't realize what was going on. They weren't very smart, but anyway. But the people thinking they can do that kind of scares me a little bit. I hope that doesn't happen again. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is we talked about these investigations, and whether it's the Hunter Biden laptop thing or the Hillary Clinton thing. She was investigated for a lot. First Benghazi, that went on forever. She had testified, Then the email thing. For the news because there was authorities involved in both of those, and that made news. This Hunter Biden laptop thing, I hear bits and pieces of it, but if there's anything really there, wouldn't something have been done by now?
Well, that's the question. We don't know.
But
there hasn't been a public investigation of it. There has not been a public investigation like there has been of the Congress has been on Trump for 6 years now. There has been nothing about it.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, there was a lot of denial until all of a sudden the laptop showed up.
Why does Congress have? I mean, if there was really laws broken there, why wouldn't our proper authorities be investigated and prosecuted if there was really anything there? Certainly, they've gotten all the news about it. I mean, they've been given.
Well, I don't know. Why have a January 6th committee then? Why not just have the law enforcement investigate it and be done with it?
Yeah, and the January 6th committee was not. I think that was mostly just a show. The people that the people that did that were actually charged by the government. A lot of them have been put in jail. And
Yeah, they have been. So what do we need a committee for?
We did.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right. Unfortunately, in politics today, it's a gotcha kind of politics. And and I'm convinced what's going to happen if the Republicans take control of the House, which I think they will. I don't think it's going to be by as great a margin as everybody thought, but I think they're going to take control of the House. It's going to be a gotcha the other way. And that's too bad.
But guess what? They can go investigate whatever this Hunter Biden thing. But if there's nothing there,
but who knows? Who knows whether there's anything there? Who knows? We are at such a point today where one side does not trust anything about the other side. And that's unfortunate.
Right.
I mean, we've forgotten how to sit down and make things happen. Great for talk show hosts. It's great for talk show hosts, but that's about it.
Yeah. The different sides of the media really drive a lot. I mean, listen to your last caller. He's got,
well, that's true.
President as the biggest crook around. There's been nothing to prove he's done anything, but he's totally convinced this guy's the biggest crook ever.
Everybody is curious as to what's going to happen at CNN with this guy Licht in charge now, who wants to bring it back to journalistic excellence. How is it going to change? They've already dumped a few people, and it's going to be interesting to see a couple of things. If this is a big if, because they haven't got the huge audience right now. But I just looked at the clock. I got to run. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Bye. Talk to you then. Bye now. Bye.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/MISolar to learn more.
Exceed your expectations of what makes a great paint or stain with Pittsburgh Paints and Stains from Menards. Now all 11% off with some of the most advanced technology like enhanced UV resistances, dirt shedding protection, and true one-coat coverage paint and primer in one. Finding your perfect paint or stain is easy. Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Now at Menards. Good through September 11th. Savings or a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards. RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Midland Brewing Company. You are going to get a $20 gift certificate to the Midland Brewing Company for only $10. They have 14 beers on tap, historically great food, and beer off the rail trail. Check out all of the award-winning beer at Midland Brewing Company. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with Zipper. Technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. Record-shattering heat and wildfires, a 1-2 punch for California. The deadly fire in Riverside County is still spreading.
The fire is now 5,000 acres, still at 5% contained. Open fire on all sides. in several communities.
Cal Fire's Josh Jansen, the punishing heat wave has prompted officials to warn of possible rolling blackouts.
Temperatures well over 100 degrees have become a daily experience.
At over 100 degrees, a little thing becomes a big thing in a hurricane.
Millions are using their air conditioners. That's put a strain on the state's power supply. And yesterday, power officials were pleading with people to cut back on usage between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Anything you can do, run the dishwasher, charge your EV, do a load of wash. If you can do that outside of that window.
Today will be another test. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Washington Post reports an assessment of a foreign country's nuclear capabilities turned up in the documents retrieved from former President Trump's Florida estate. CBS's Catherine Herridge.
Nuclear experts told CBS News if the intelligence was compromised, it has the potential to damage collection methods, even burn sources. The experts said it will be important to know its intelligence is about an adversary or a friendly nation because gathering on our partners is done, but considered extremely sensitive.
The UN wants a permanent safe zone around the Ukraine nuclear plant that's become a focal point of concern in the war. CBS's Deborah Patta reports there are concerns about electricity and heat as cold weather approaches.
Winter is coming. I'm terrified, says Larissa Dubrova. In towns like this across the country, volunteers are helping repair shattered buildings so that people who have nowhere else to live can at least go home for winter.
You still don't have gas. You have no heating and you can't cook. What are you going to do?
No, I don't know, she says, gulping back sobs.
UPS says it plans to hire more than 100,000 extra workers to help handle an increase in packages during the holiday season, similar to 2021 and 2020. Major League Baseball says it's joining the AFL-CIO. Well, the song Things a Man Ought to Know has been a smash for singer Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, I know a few things a man ought to know.
It helped propel her to nominations in 6 categories for the Country Music Association Awards. Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 168 points. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
It's Bourbon and Bacon at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Saturday, September 24th. Don't miss classic rock legends 38 specials. Enjoy an evening of tasty barbecue and bacon dishes from top local restaurants like House of Barbecue, the Making Bacon food truck, and more. Plus a great lineup of bourbon cocktails to keep you rocking into the night. Bourbon special September 24th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. For tickets and info, visit bourbonbaconfest.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out all of our deals going on right now from Applied Training Solutions, Style Encore, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Daylight Outfitters, and Johnson's Pumpkin Farm. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 67 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Bircham. An elderly man who died after an Isabella County car crash
identified. Police say an 81-year-old woman driving a white 2010 Ford EcoSport and her passenger, 80-year-old Daniel Sturgeon of Howard City, were going east on Broadway Road when the woman failed to yield at the Somerton Road intersection. The vehicle crashed with a black 2011 GMC Terrain driven by a 19-year-old Beaverton woman. One of the vehicles was forced off the road and crashed into a garage, damaging the building and a vehicle inside it. No one was home at the time. The elderly woman and man had what police described as non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to a Midland hospital. However, while at the hospital, Sturgeon suffered from a major cardiac episode and died. The occupants of the Terrain suffered only minor injuries. County is kicking off its annual campaign in a new way. As part of their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, the agency will start with a 10-day Unity Challenge, giving businesses and community members a chance to learn from those with different life experiences. For 10 business days, participants will get an email with content on topics such as LGBTQ, race, veterans, socioeconomics, and more. The challenge will offer ways to read, watch, listen, and converse, ultimately leading them to take action through volunteering, allyship, and advocacy. The challenge is going on through September 19th. United Way of Bay County's campaign kickoff event will be held September 21st, called The Longest Table. Sponsored by Consumers Energy, attendees will share a meal at the block long table on Washington Avenue from 4th to 5th Street. Time, 11:07.
One glance at the calendar and you can see that summer is quickly coming to an end. M&R Garage Door wants to remind you that now is the perfect time to replace that old garage door or finally get a garage door opener. The pros at M&R Garage Door can install a pre-painted, maintenance-free garage door that will work great and look fantastic for years. And an insulated door will help save on your home heating bill. M&R can professionally install your door and opener or repair any brand residential and industrial door or opener. Call 894-0971. And remember, at M&R Garage Door, service is their specialty.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience store. You want to pay less at the pump? Go Forward.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. An adult and 3 teens are under investigation in Washtenaw County over a massive brawl at a movie theater. Pittsfield Township Police report 100 people were involved in the brawl Saturday at the Cinemark in Pittsfield Township, which was packed with people for National Cinema Day. Movies were only $3. The teens are from Ann Arbor and just 14 and 15 years old. They've been released to their parents pending the investigation. It took help from several neighboring departments, including the Sheriff's Department, Ypsilanti Police, and officers from Eastern Michigan University to stop the brawl. Kids are back in school, but if your child has asthma or other allergies, you need to work with the school to have an action plan to make sure there's medication for them. Dr. Devang Dosi is the allergy and immunology at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak.
If a person has a known history of asthma, then having them continue their daily medications per their physician is always an important thing. And then also having a rescue medication or an inhaler available in school with proper instructions on how to use it and when to use it.
Doshi says sometimes you learn about a food allergy when a child eats something at school. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has announced the Sault Ste. Marie Convention and Visitors Bureau has been awarded $2 million to boost tourism by enhancing the Sault Ste. Marie International 500 Raceway as part of the U.S. Department of Commerce's Economic Development Administration grant program. The project is expected to support a total of 50 jobs in the area, which will construct new roads, parking lot, vendor building, and other upgrades to help make the raceway venue a year-round tourist destination. I'm 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast.
We'll see mostly sunny skies here for your day today with a high into the upper 70s. Winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 53. Thursday, sunshine, high of 82 degrees. Then on Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 86. Saturday, increasing cloud cover, high of 87 degrees. Then by Sunday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers here. Cloudy sky conditions and a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 65.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And this morning we're going to talk about the Girl Scouts in the heart of the Michigan District. And from the Girl Scouts, we say good morning to Jordan Brown. Jordan, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, hello.
There you are. Good morning, Jordan.
Great. Good morning.
Glad to have you with us this morning. Thanks for taking time to talk. This is the time of year schools go back in, and it's also the time of year where scouting organizations look to recruit, isn't it?
Yeah. This is definitely our busiest time of year, ramping up as everyone's starting schools. They're also looking for new activities.
So let's talk about the Girl Scouts for a minute from the standpoint of, let's start with age. When we say recruiting for the Girl Scouts, what are we looking for?
Girl from age 5 to 18 or kindergarten through 12th grade is totally welcome to join.
Any girl that fits in that age group.
Correct.
How is the program different for that 5, 6, 7-year-old than it is for the 16, 17, 18-year-old?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So girls are grouped by age. That way everything they're doing is age appropriate. That way 5 and 6-year-olds are, learning things a little simpler, maybe how to color, learning what it means to be a good neighbor, be a good person in your neighborhood, and where like 15, 16-year-olds are into action and doing maybe community service projects about helping their neighborhood or helping their community in whatever way they find.
Now, if I remember right, I've never been a Girl Scout, obviously, but if I remember out, that the young ones used to join, didn't they join the Brownies? Is that still around, or is it now into the Girl Scouts?
Yeah, so now everyone is a Girl Scout, but if you're the youngest girls are Daisy Girl Scouts and then Brownie Girl Scouts, and as you get older, it's just how we group them by age.
So the organization itself was just an age delineator, if you will. To say someone was a Brownie, put them in a certain age group.
Correct.
So how healthy is the Girl Scout organization today? Is nationally and locally?
Yeah, so we are still ramping back up from COVID. So this year our goal is to get back to where we were right before 2020. And so far we've been pretty successful, but we want to keep going, ideally try and beat that goal. But, the goal is just to get back up to where we were. That's for both locally and nationally.
All right, so let's back up then. Go back to 2019 before COVID hit. How healthy was the program before COVID?
Yeah, before COVID hit, we were definitely growing pretty heavily. We were growing over our goals that we had, which is very exciting. And before COVID hit, 2020 was looking to be like a very high growth year for us. So we're just trying to get back up to that point where we had tons of upward momentum.
I have to ask this question. With the Boy Scouts admitting females to their program now. Did that have any impact on the Girl Scouts?
I mean, they are a competitive organization with us, so they're both great organizations. And the edge on Girl Scouts is that it's more free to like truly express themselves around others who are like them, which is great. They don't always get, the opportunity to just be in an all-girl area and just understand what their peers are going through.
So someone who joins the Girl Scouts at a young age, let's take that 5-6-year-old right there in kindergarten, first grade, and they progress through the ranks of the Girl Scouts. Is this life-changing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, our mission is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who can help make the world a better place. Who goes through the entire program really learns all of the skills that they need to be a leader and outspoken advocate in the world today. So they're really given a lot of tools that you may not be learning in school or other organizations, and just how to speak out, help your local community in like a very small and a large sense both, which is amazing. It really gives them the tools for what they need to be a great member of the community when they get older.
If I'm going to do any comparisons to the Boy Scouts for older scouts have the Eagle Scout program, which is, sort of the elite, if you will, of the elites. And many presidents and famous people have come through the Eagle Scout program. Do the Girl Scouts have an equivalent of the Eagle Scout program?
Yeah, so they're actually called the higher awards. So our highest one is the Gold Award, which would be equivalent to, an Eagle Scout, where a girl finds a problem in her community, works together with her adult and same age peers, and then puts together a plan and implements the project to create a sustainable solution for the problem that she found.
All right, Jordan, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back and talk more. I want to talk a little bit about the commitment to Girl Scouting and what's required. And we are doing that with Jordan Brown from the Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan District, and we will be back with more.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
He's got running room, cuts inside, 10, touchdown. Roman Wilson. They'll run it with Blake Corum going right, and he will score. Untouched Blake Corum. Ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by DJ Turner, and he's going to take it. And DJ Turner looks like he has got a touchdown.
for the Michigan Wolverines, who earned a 51-7 blowout rout over Colorado State in the season opener. Next, the Wolverines welcome the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors to the Big House this Saturday night with J.J. McCarthy under center for the Maize and Blue. Coverage begins at 7 with kickoff at 8 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Lingle Equipment Company, Schaefer and Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Zematic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, and Wolf Files Ace Hardware in Saginaw. It's Michigan against Hawaii, live Saturday night at 7 on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
Michigan football is on WSGW. GW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you talking to Jordan Brown from the Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan. Recruiting time for the Girl Scouts. So, Jordan, what kind of commitment do the Girl Scouts require of members? In other words, how often do you meet? What's expected of the membership?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. So it truly is dependent on the girl and the troop that she is in. So some troops where other groups meet once a week, some meet once a month. It's really up to the troop themselves, and they decide, how much time they want to put into it, how much time they have to put into it so that they can get as much out of it as they possibly can.
And what about adult volunteers? Are there troop leaders? What kind of positions are available for adults?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of different volunteer opportunities for adults or anyone who is interested in volunteering. So yeah, we have troop leaders, and then we also have specific skill volunteers. So if you're someone, say, who just really likes the outdoors, you can go and volunteer at volunteer teaching girls how to do archery. There's very specific things that help whatever you're interested in. There's definitely a place in the organization to volunteer.
How big a reach does the Heart of Michigan have? What's your territory?
Yeah, so Heart of Michigan, we cover the regions of Jackson, Kalamazoo, Lansing, Ann Arbor, and Saginaw, which is overall 34 counties in the state.
Wow.
Yeah.
You take the Heart right out of the big population areas, except for Detroit then, huh?
Yeah, we have a lot of the state, which is great.
Headquartered where?
So we have one regional office in each region, but our largest office is in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo. So let's talk about cost and money. What does it cost to be a Girl Scout? Yeah,
so it is $40 the entire year, just for the membership fees. And then there's some additional costs depending if you want to go to camp or buying specific uniform pieces. But we are very cognizant of, we never want the financial barrier to be a reason a girl cannot experience Girl Scouts. So if someone is experiencing that, we do offer a lot of scholarships so that even if maybe you don't have the money at the moment, we will still make sure that you can have the Girl Scout experience that you want to have.
The $40, I'm going to make an assumption. It's a bad one, I know, but $40 doesn't cover the uniform. You have to buy your own uniform. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
And how, is that pricey or not?
It depends on how into the basics. No, it is not. But some girls like to spruce it up a little bit, and that can get a little more pricey. But the basics is not, though.
Got it. All right. So let's talk for a minute about the importance of the Girl Scout cookie.
Mm-hmm.
How important is the Girl Scout cookie to this movement?
Yeah. It is the one thing everyone knows about Girl Scouts, so I think I would say very important. And it's more than just, obviously, they're delicious. Who doesn't love them? But it's also all of the money that the girls raise stays local. So speaking of financial needs and barriers, girls get to keep a large percentage of the money that they can use towards their uniforms or towards going to camp or doing an extra activity with their troops. So it really gives them a lot of skills to learn about budgeting, goal setting, and money skills, people skills. It's really a great experience for girls to have.
And I noticed in the last couple of years, because of COVID and people not being in offices where we used to get the sign-up sheet, and you got to go looking for the tables at various locations. And that's the way I bought my Girl Scout cookies last year, was running into Girl Scouts in certain places. And I have to tell you, Every time I ran into one of those tables, I walked away with 2 or 3 boxes of Thin Mints.
It's hard to say no.
It's hard to say no. Yeah, it usually left a little more money on the table than what it actually cost. But you know, you have to appreciate the fact that those young women are out there doing that and trying to make money for the organization. So,
Yeah.
in conclusion, where does someone find more information about the Girl Scouts and joining the Girl Scouts?
Yeah, so if you go to our website at gshom.org, you can find all the information that you'll need.
Well, Jordan, thanks for spending a little time with us, and good luck in recruitment this year.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. Jordan Brown with the Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan, and we thank her for joining us here on WSGW. And again, it's gshom.org for more information about the Girl Scouts and what it can do for your family. We will be back to find out what's happening in the marketplace after these notes.
When a life-saving drug like insulin costs just a few dollars to make, it shouldn't cost you $1,000 to buy it over the counter. This is Congressman Dan Kilby. I introduced the Affordable Insulin Act to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month, and I took on Big Pharma to get that bill passed in the House. In Congress, I'll keep working to lower all prescription drug costs to save you money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Wills and trusts, wealth management, asset protection,
Does this sound important to you?
succession planning for the family business. Wait.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time comes, personal or for a business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes to get our lives in order.
Reduce or eliminate estate, income, and gift taxes. Avoid probate costs and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Reif. See me today and get your life in order.
Get some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Reif for yourself. Go to jerryreiflawyer.com. While you are there, subscribe to his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about elder law and estate planning. You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, jerryreiflawyer.com, or call Jerry Reif at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
Did you know that Masterforce has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool you want, we have. There are hammers, drills, wrenches, grinders, sanders, air compressors, nailers, workbenches, mowers, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. Whew. And that's just a taste. Want power, performance, durability? Come check out the wide range of products from Masterforce, exclusively at Menards.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show, the White House says California is leading the way with rolling blackouts.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Focus, brought to you by RoofMax. GetRoofMax.com with 2 X's. Time to head over to Baird & Company for our ticker tip of the day, and we say good morning to Steve Anderson. Steve, good morning.
And a good morning to you, sir.
So how is this midweek day shaping up?
Well, quite well, I would say. I was trying to figure out something cute to say, but I didn't have it. So Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is ahead by 250 points, putting it at 31,405 on volume. Moderate volume today. The NASDAQ is, hang on here, sorry.
Yep, we're hanging.
Yeah, 106, putting it at 11,653, again on moderate volume.
And your ticker tip for the day?
Well, today is another one of those days that kind of points out why you should not try to hang your entire investment future based on whatever today's news is, because from day to day, it may not sound